Hey there. So today we're going to repair another MicroKorg, and it's not the same, but it's a similar problem. So hope we can get it done. I'll show you how to open it and fix the missing keys issue, which is a common issue if you spill Coca-Cola in your MicroKorg.
Nah, just kidding. I don't think my customers are such pork, but I have to say, it's the second time I'm opening a microcord with a similar issue. I'll be honest, the keyboard PCB is well designed, but it's fragile and weak to moisture and oxidation. So here they are, three keys that don't produce any sound. Strangely enough, it's the same area as the previous repair. So fairly easy, flip the cord on a soft surface. I use my favorite bath towel. Remove all the screws, of course, using a Phillips screwdriver. Small screws are for the bottom and the longer one are for the rest. When all screws are removed, remove the back cover as hard as you can. No way, no way. Stop. Be careful, please. There's a small connector from the backplate battery back to the PCB, so be gentle. Alright, so we have located the bunch of keys that are defective, and it's in this area. Looking closely, you don't need a PhD to see that there's a weird discoloration in this area. You know what that is? It's rust, or also known as oxidation, enemy number one of copper, said the Statue of Liberty. The first thing I like to do is clean the PCB. Welcome to the famous my good old friend Contact Cleaner 2000. You know why it's called 2000? Because I bought it in the year 2000 and it's still alive. But I'm afraid to run out of liquid. That day, I fear I won't be able to buy another one of these. If anyone knows where I can buy this little guy, let me know in the comment. So, a good cleanup helps, but 99% of the time, it won't fix the keys as the damage may already be done. So, cleaning it will only prevent further damage to the PCB. Now that it's clean, I'll explain a bit how this keyboard works. I mean, the layout. Check that diagram here while I test all the connection. Here we have the simple layout of three keys. The PCB diagram is flipped to match what you're seeing on screen. The six small gray rounds are solder pad. To test continuity, you don't need to fully understand the entire PCB design, but it helps to know what should be connected to what. Number one, all of these small U-shaped copper trays are connected together from one key to another. Make sure it's the case. Number two, these traces are connected to the one on the next key. They are in series, so test them all. Number three, the T-shaped copper trace in the middle is connected with that solder pad, which is probably a diode on the other side of the PCB. Number four, now it's interesting, on each node, the external copper traces are connected together. If you're unsure, the trace is also connected to this solder joint in red. Number five, now the tricky part, these two strange and Internal copper traces are supposed to be connected together, but on this PCB, that's exactly the problem I'm dealing with. There's no connection at all. I can clearly see that the trace is missing right here, where you see the red dot. So what I'm going to do is gently scratch the surface with a sharp tool to expose the copper trace underneath. Then I'll solder a very small wire between the copper pad and the exposed trace to restore the connection. In a previous repair, I used a tiny solid core wire wrap wire, but honestly, I found it a bit too big for this kind of delicate work. What I prefer to do now is take a stranded cable, split it open, and pull out just a single air thin strand from inside. That tiny strand works perfectly as a micro jumper to repair a broken PCB trace like this. Normally, I would secure this kind of repair with UV mask or nail polish to protect the wire, but in this case, this is part of the keyboard contact area, so adding anything on top could interfere with the rubber contact. The wire is soldered flat enough that it should not cause any issue. Now let's inspect the repair. Everything looks clean and solid, so there's only one thing left to do: close the unit and test it. And there we go. Another successful repair and hopefully another satisfied customer. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you learned something from this one, and see you next time.
Son, how do you push stop on that?